Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, for those of you who don't know. And for today's video, it has been so requested. I'm going to be testing out the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is the powder version. So you guys already know I pretty much use my regular L'Oreal Infallible foundation, the liquid one, all the time. It is in my everyday makeup bag. I'm like obsessed with it. It just gives me such a really natural sort of matte finish. I love it. I've heard so many things about this and I cannot wait to test this out. So if you guys are interested in wear test, you guys like wear test, definitely be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And then also don't forget to subscribe before you go if you do like what you see. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Alright, so just some information about this. So this is a full matte coverage foundation. It is supposed to be waterproof and it's supposed to last a really long time on your face. So I cannot wait to try this out. It says 24 hours. We're not going to be wearing this for 24 hours. We are going to be wearing this for hopefully about 8 or so. But I have mine in the shade 130 True Beige. And I have my regular L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 420. This is 420 True Beige and this is 130 True Beige. So both are true beiges. So let's see if it actually matches my skin tone and all that stuff. So first thing that I'm going to do is actually prime up my face. So for that, I'm just going to go in with the MAC Prep and Prime. I am oily, but I really love using a primer water. And I'm just going to let that sit on my face for a few seconds before we go in with our primer. I actually just filled in my brows while I was waiting. So we're going to go ahead and use my all-time favorite Smashbox primer. This is a Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer. I'm obsessed with this. If you are oily, you need this. If you have combination skin, you need this. This is really good. Keeps your skin matte, but it doesn't dry out your skin. I am obsessed. It kind of also blurs out your pores a little bit. I am so excited to test this out. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like. It looks a little light. I hope that it matches my neck. Again, I use a True Beige in the other foundation and it does match, so hopefully this matches too. But it also does come with a mirror, and then it also has a little spot for the sponge that comes with it, which I like. Again, this is supposed to be super full coverage. You guys know I'm a full coverage gal. I like a lot of coverage. Let's go ahead and test this out. I'm just going to try one swipe at first. Actually, it looks a lot darker on the sponge than it does in the actual component, but let's see. Oh, do you see that difference? Okay, hold on. Usually I'm not somebody who likes powder foundation. I've only liked the Makeup Forever powder foundation. Otherwise, it kind of just feels really cakey on my skin. But this is actually really, really nice coverage. I'm going to try to do one side of my face first. This does seem a little light, but it is matching my neck. I'm very curious about how this is going to wear. But it looks nice. It definitely covered up some of my redness. I'm very curious if it's going to cover up that redness that I have on my nose. But so far it's applying really, really easy. It's very easy to kind of just blend out. It is covering up some of my scarring, like I said. I feel like I should have actually went up a shade because it does feel a little light. I feel like I'm kind of match a little bit more in my liquid foundation, but it is blending out pretty nicely. And it feels really matte. I feel like I don't have to set this at all. I wouldn't say that this is full coverage though, because you can still see that line that I have on my nose from my glasses. I'm not really breaking out, but you could still see some of that like texture that I do have on my skin. Actually, it is already kind of sticking to the dry patches that I have on my nose. So I am very curious to see how it's going to wear throughout the day. Yeah, so it definitely does look a little funky right around my nose area. I'm trying to like flatten that out. It doesn't look cakey. It feels really, really natural on the skin. It feels super light. Feels like I have no foundation on, honestly. It doesn't even feel like it needs to be set or anything. It feels really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, let this sink in for a little bit, then I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. Then I will be back with my first impressions. Hey guys, so I am back. let me just run through some of my makeup so I can tell you guys what I am wearing. So I did apply my Juvia's Place concealer just to conceal my deep dark under eye circles. I did apply the Cover FX light to medium perfector face palette. I went ahead and I used the bronzer and the blush in this palette. I also did apply the Jouer Citrine highlighter. I'm obsessed with this, one of my all-time favorites. I also did apply a little bit of the Hailey's Beauty powder, mostly underneath my eyes, but I did apply a little bit on the rest of my face just because I am incredibly oily. It did not feel like I needed to go ahead and powder my face, but I already know I'm oily, so I knew I had to. Then I went ahead and I finished up my face with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. You guys know I'm obsessed with this. This will make your makeup stay in place literally all day. It will not budge. I am so excited to see how this works. After I have worn this for a good like 10-15 minutes, I have to say I'm a fan. Let me go ahead and call check-in time 12:45. It is actually now 12:57 and I just want to go ahead and see how it wears for the rest of the day. My first impressions, I know I was a little bit worried about it kind of looking a little dry here, but as time went on, I feel like that dryness went away. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick that up right on camera. It still is a little dry, but not as dry as before. Again, I feel like this is not full coverage. I know that it was saying full coverage. I don't know. I feel like this is definitely more medium coverage. I have some other foundations that look a little bit more full coverage. I feel like comparing it to my Makeup Forever powder that I really like, that one's a little bit more full coverage than this. I feel like this is a little bit light. You guys did see I did apply a lot of it, but I didn't want to apply too much where it looked a little cakey. So I feel like right now I actually do like it. It feels really, really nice, very light on the face. It does not feel cakey. It does not look cakey. And it kind of just feels like my skin. It's just a little better. It kind of looks like my skin. It's just a little better. Like it has a little bit of a filter on it. So I have to say right now I am a fan. I feel like this is good for those natural no makeup days. I wouldn't say this is full coverage again, but let's see how this wears for the rest of the day. I will check in with you guys in a few hours and just kind of let you guys know how I am feeling. Hey guys, so it is now 5:18 and I've had this foundation on since 12:45, so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So this is what my skin is looking like, and truthfully I feel like my skin looks pretty good. So upon first inspection, I still feel like I look a little dry right around my nose area. It did come off a tiny bit on my nose. Allergies have been kicking my butt. It didn't come off so much. It doesn't look funky like right in between my brow area. Usually that's where I get a little bit of clumpiness. It's still sitting really well on the rest of my face. I feel like right now, especially in the center of my forehead, I kind of look a little dewy, shiny, but healthy, if that makes any sense. So I don't feel like it's 1000% matte, especially on my chin area. I do feel like it may have come off a tiny bit on my chin. I don't know if I was sitting like this or something, but it did come off a tiny bit. Overall, I feel like it still looks pretty good. It's holding up pretty well. Again, to me, this is not a full coverage foundation. To me, this veers more of a medium natural foundation. I do like the way that it looks, but I'm excited to see how it's going to look around the 8 or so hour mark. Truthfully, I feel like it was a good idea for me to set my foundation just because, again, I am super oily, and you guys can already see I am a little oily right here already. So I still give this 2 thumbs up. I cannot wait to see what it's going to be in just a few hours. So I'm going to come back in a few hours just for you guys, a few seconds, and just give you guys my final thoughts and impressions. Hey guys, I am back and it is currently 9:06. So I have had this foundation on since 12:45 and this is what my skin is looking like. So upon first impression, I feel like I am pretty oily, right in my forehead, but I feel like there's other foundations that make me look so much more oily. So this isn't so bad. The ring light definitely emphasizes the oiliness. Also, I am a little bit shiny on my chin. I feel like more foundation has definitely come off on my chin area, as you guys could see. So a little bit of redness is sort of peeking through, but I'm kind of pleasantly surprised with this foundation. I feel like it held up pretty well. All of my products are still on pretty well. It kind of did fade throughout the day. I have not touched up, have not used powder. Literally, I have been on my sofa just watching grays, truthfully. But yeah, I feel like it's holding up pretty well. It's not looking funky in between the brows, which again was always a problem area for me. For some reason, like, foundations kind of crease. If you guys are new to my channel, I do have super oily skin. I am acne prone. I have big pores. I have all that fun stuff. So for a foundation to sit this well for the 8 hours, I'm kind of impressed. Again, I do not feel like this is a full coverage foundation. I feel like this is definitely more medium coverage. It did sort of come off around my nose area a little bit more than before. And again, it did sort of stick to my dry area, but it wasn't super noticeable. At first I was like, oh no, this is gonna be horrible, but as the day progressed, and I'm assuming because more of my oils did come out, it kind of doesn't look as bad as before. But this is a foundation that is gonna come off throughout the day. It is a foundation that's not gonna stick. Again, I did get oily and I already did set my whole face, which I'm very happy that I did, because if not, I know it would be a hot, oily mess. But overall, I still like this foundation. I feel like I would wear this foundation. I would recommend this foundation. Truthfully, if you wanted to stay put a little bit more, try using a gripping primer. So I know Cover FX has a gripping primer. I know that Elf has a gripping primer, and also Milk Makeup. I've been really obsessed with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. One of my favorites. I've been using it with my L'Oreal Infallible liquid foundation, and I really like it. So I feel like it would probably work with this. Might be a little bit weird. Might have to blend it in with a brush instead of that sponge, just because it does have that gripping formula to it, so it is going to really adhere. Might be a little difficult to blend out with that sponge, but overall, I really like this. I definitely want to continue wearing this. Again, this is perfect for no makeup days. This is perfect for like every day. Even when I go back to work, I feel like I'm probably going to rock this because I really do like it. Kind of just gives that natural look. So yeah, I am a huge fan. I would definitely use this again. I cannot wait to test it out some more. Play with it with different concealers, different primers, different setting sprays. So far I'm definitely a huge fan. If you're oily, I would definitely check this out. And if you have combination skin, I would check it out too. If you are more on the dry side, I do feel like you would like this foundation, but I would make sure to hydrate, moisturize as much as possible, just so it doesn't stick to those dry patches. But overall, I feel like this is definitely a foundation that anybody could rock, and I'm very happy that I got to go ahead and test it out. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe before you go if you did like what you saw, so you can be part of the ATFB fam. ATFB, all things fashion and beauty, and if you hit that post notification bell, you will get notified of all my future uploads. I usually do upload every Tuesday and Thursday. But I hope that you guys are well, and I will see you guys in a few days in my next video. Bye!